Hey guys, it's Heather from Kellofaplan, and today I am here filming a special video. I'm doing a Kellofaplan Q&A. I posted a Google form for the past couple of weeks asking for people's questions, and now I'm going to take the time to answer those questions. There are three categories of questions that I will be answering today. The first one is business, the second one is planning, and the last one is personal. So we have a lot of questions to go through today. I want to say thank you to everyone who submitted questions. I'm super excited to answer them for you guys. So we're going to start with the business category, and our first question is from Rita. Her Instagram name is Rita Ventures, and her question is, how did you prepare to quit your job, and how did you know you were ready in financial terms? This is a really good question. So for those of you who don't know, I was a teacher for 9 years in public education, and I recently quit my job in June of 2018. So it's been about 6 months or so since I quit my job as a teacher. I knew I was ready in financial terms because I was making more money from my two side businesses than I was making as a teacher. And so my husband and I just started talking about it, and for about a year and a half, we had been using that extra money to pay off a lot of debt. We paid off a new AC, we paid off my car, we paid off my student loans, and we had just been paying off a lot of debt. And so we had kind of gotten to the point where we had paid off most of our debt. The only debt we had left was our house. And so we were like, you know, we're good on that end. I'm making more money doing these side jobs than I am teaching. And it kind of had gotten to the point where I was working 24/7. I would go teach, I would come home, I would film YouTube videos, I would go sell clothes, I would go to bed, and then it would repeat the same day. And I was literally working 24/7. That was my life. And so my husband and I kind of got to the point where we knew that something had to give. And we didn't know what it was going to be, because I loved my job, I loved selling clothes, and I loved doing YouTube. And so we kind of started talking about, what am I going to let go? I need to refocus my life and let something go so that I can have a life again. And in April, we actually found out that my position at work was going to be cut. I was a instructional technology specialist, and there were about 30 of us, and they were cutting it from 30 to 15. And so half of us were going to be having to go back to the classroom. And so that kind of really pushed Matthew and I to really start talking about, do I want to go back in the classroom, or is now the time to take a leap and see what happens? And so we prayed about it for a long time. We really looked at our finances, and we saw that we really didn't need my teaching money. And so we decided to go for it. We decided now was the time. We don't have kids yet. Now is the time to take a leap and see what happened. And so I quit my job at the end of May, beginning of June. Whenever the school year ended, I was done. And that summer, we just took my paycheck, my teacher paycheck, because I got paid through August, and we moved it straight to savings to give us a couple of months of just living off of his income and then my side business incomes, just to see how it went. And it was fine. And so we just kept going. And since then, both of those businesses have honestly doubled since I've been able to put more time and effort into them. And it's been really exciting to see. And so if you are looking at quitting your job and figuring out, am I ready financially? I would really suggest looking at your finances, figuring out what your life budget is, and make sure that you're including savings into that, because you need to be able to save at the same time. And just talk to your spouse and figure out if now is the time to do it for you. So that's kind of the process that Matthew and I went through. The next question is from Celine. Her Instagram name is Celine Jasmine. What was the process behind your merchandise? Did you use a business plan? That's a really good question. So as you guys know, I launched merchandise a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually going to be doing a video soon, kind of updating you guys on that process and the future of that merch store. But I didn't necessarily have an official business plan. And the reason why is because I'm using the website Teespring. And Teespring, you don't actually have to put any money into it. It's really just you make a design and you upload it, and then people buy what they want to buy. And that's pretty much it. And so since there wasn't a financial payment, I didn't have to invest really into it, then I didn't have an official business plan. But if you are starting a business where you do have to invest, then you definitely want to take the time to make a business plan. So for my particular merchandise and the route I'm going right now with that, I didn't have a business plan. But if I ever leave Teespring and kind of actually run it on my own, then I would need to have a business plan written out. And thankfully my dad is I would say that my dad is an entrepreneur. I think that's a really good way to classify him. He's a businessman. He's started several businesses on his own, and he's been really great in helping me determine what I should do next and how to do it and things like that. So I would definitely find someone in your life who is business minded, who can help you if you're looking to start a business. The next question is from Mindy Riles. She said, are you officially part of the Happy Planner? And if so, is that how you get all your Happy Planner stuff? So I'm not officially part of the Happy Planner in the terms that I don't work for them. We aren't paid to be on the Happy Planner squad. It's not a paid position. We're not considered employees. But I am officially on their Happy Planner squad, which is basically like a marketing team who helps to create content. And they send us some free product every now and then. They don't send us everything, and we rarely get it before it releases, but they do send us some product to create content with for them. Which I know there's going to be a lot of questions of how do you get on the Happy Planner squad, so maybe I'll just make a whole nother video about that. The next question is from Lori. She's Lori P Plans on Instagram. Her question is, what are some tips for growing a planner Instagram page? I guess it's more of a planner question than a business question, but my tips would be take good pictures, use a background that isn't distracting, use hashtags. I have a video about hashtags. Participate in challenges. That's a great way to grow your followers. And just be involved. Make friends, comment on people's stuff, and just really be involved in the community. The next question is Amy. Her Instagram name is LynLulu741. She says, how far in advance do you plan out your YouTube videos, and how do you come up with them? So I actually don't plan them too far in advance, probably a week to 2 weeks in advance. I do have a little bit of a schedule in the sense that every Sunday I have a classic plan with me, and every Monday I have a mini plan with me, and so those 2 days are taken care of every week. And then the other days, I honestly plan them out a week or two in advance. I don't want to do it too far because I feel like there's always new things coming out, and I want to be able to include those into my videos whenever possible. And a lot of times different companies will send me things to use in my videos, and so I have to wait for those to show up and then schedule it. So I do have a planner that helps me to kind of pre-plan some videos and then leave some spots open for some last-minute planned videos. And one way that I come up with my videos and my ideas of what I'm going to do is, honestly, I come in here, I come in my office, and sometimes I will go through some of the product that I have on my shelves. Like here, I have a whole basket of things from the Happy Planner Girl, and I'll look at all of the things that are available, and I'll just ask, would someone need help knowing how to do that? Or what is something creative I could use that for? And I kind of stand there and come up with an idea, and then I'm like, that'll be a video. I also get a lot of ideas from you guys. You guys will message me. A lot of people message me pretty often with requests of what kind of videos they want to see. I also sometimes on Instagram will post a what do you want to see on my channel, where people can request videos as well. So just kind of being creative, and I think that my channel is really focused on teaching people how to use the Happy Planner. I have a teaching background. I'm really passionate about teaching. I love teaching others. And so a lot of times I'll ask myself, how can I teach someone how to use that? And so that kind of helps me come up with videos as well. The next question is from Marilyn MKR Creations, and her question is, how did you get started? So I got started on Instagram. I just decided to make an Instagram after I bought my Happy Planner. I was following a couple other planner babes, and I was like, I want to do this. I'm going to make an Instagram. And that just kind of happened. And then about a year later, I had a lot of people requesting videos for things that I would make. And like I said earlier, I was an instructional technology specialist. So my job involved iPads a lot and using iPads to create things. So I was really well versed in creating videos, at least at a basic level. And so I was pretty comfortable with starting a YouTube channel. And so I just went for it and I started it. And here we are. The next question is from Ashley. Her Instagram is Ashley Lane. She says, tell us about your new line of clothes. I absolutely love them. What sizes do you offer, and how can we order? So I am selling Epiphany clothing with my sister. We have a Facebook group right now that you can order clothes on. Epiphany has sizes extra small to 3X, and sometimes the stuff runs big, so sometimes that 3X can actually fit up to a 4X, maybe even a 5X. depending on the style. Everything ships free, which is awesome. You can order on our Facebook group. You can also send me an email, kellofagoodtime@gmail.com, and we can work together to style you some outfits. We are the Garden Boutique on Facebook, so if you look up the Garden Boutique with Holly and Heather, it should pop up, but I can also put the description in the link, or the link in the description. We also, a lot of people ask if we have a catalog. We don't have a catalog, but we do have an app coming soon that's going to make shopping really easy, especially if you don't have Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel where we share all of our new styles, because we release 2 new styles every week. And in those video descriptions are order forms to order those new styles. So you can also follow that YouTube channel. It's called The Garden Boutique, and I will link that in the description as well. And I'd love to tell you guys more about the business. I would say check out our YouTube account because we have a lot of information there. The next question is from Marilyn from MKR Creations. This is our last business question. It says, everyone says that you don't make much from YouTube videos. You have quit your job, so do you make more from your clothing business than your YouTube channel? So I will say that starting out on YouTube, you don't make a lot of money. I have been doing YouTube now for almost 3 years, and I've grown my channel. And so at the beginning, I wasn't making like anything, and now I'm making a lot more. So you really have to focus on growing your channel. And also when I started, YouTube had different monetization rules, and so it was easier to monetize your videos and make money than it is now. Now you honestly have to make a lot of videos and get a lot of views before you can even monetize it. So it's a lot more work to get started. But the question is, do you make more money from your clothing business than your YouTube channel? And if I'm honest, at this point in time, they're about the same. My clothing business, I would say my clothing business is my main source of income. We sell a lot of clothes, and I pretty much I have replaced my teaching salary basically with my clothing business, or pretty close to it. And then YouTube in the past couple of months has really grown and is almost matching that. But I will say that YouTube also varies depending on the month. You make more money in December than you do any other month just because ad revenue is up. So it kind of varies based on what month. It's not super consistent. But I do make enough money. I do make more money doing clothing and YouTube combined than I did teaching. So those are the business questions. We have a lot of planning questions. So we'll do the planning questions maybe last because there's a lot of those. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to the personal questions next. Ashley from Ashley Lane says, tell us more about you and Matthew. I loved your dating anniversary picture. Y'all are precious. So Matthew is amazing. He is the most amazing man that I know. And I could probably stand here and talk to you guys about our relationship forever, but I already have a video on that. So if you search Kellofaplan Love Story, I think that's the name of the video, then you can kind of hear about our dating and our engagement and our wedding and all of that fun stuff. And that video is about 2 years old, but it at least tells the story of us. So you could definitely check that out to find out more. The next question is from Emily. Her Instagram is emily.dunlop. She said, would you and Matthew upgrade your cool aunt and cool uncle status to cool parent status? I think y'all will be great parents. I will say that Matthew and I have a very big desire to be parents. We want to be parents. We want to have kids. Honestly, we probably thought that we would have had kids by now, but sometimes life throws you curveballs and things don't go exactly as you planned. So in the current moment, we are praying about it, and we hope that kids are in our future, but we also know that whatever God has planned for our future is going to be amazing, and so we're putting that in His hands and trusting that what He has in store is best. The next question is from Lindsay. Lindsay Plans. She says, baby names you love if you've ever thought about it. I will say Matthew had his son's name picked out when I met him. He was like, if we ever have a little boy, this is his name. And I liked the name, and I was like, great. And so we're still going to stick to that name. I'm not going to share it yet because, you know, I don't want to jinx anything, but we do have a son's name picked out if we ever have a little boy. And we also have a second son's name picked out if we ever have another little boy. We don't have a daughter's name picked out, but Matthew says he's not going to have daughters, although I would love a little girl. So we'll just have to see. The next question is from Kika. Kika in the classroom. She said, I know y'all are going to get a lot of questions about having kids. I'm going to be a little bit different. Do y'all have any fur babies? We do. We have 2 dogs. So I have a little Yorkie. His name's Julio. He is named after Julio Jones, who used to play, he was a wide receiver for Alabama, but now he's a wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Julio will be 10 in April. So he's a pretty old dog. And then we also have another dog named Maggie May. We got her about 4 months after we got married. So she's 4-ish, I guess. And she's a mutt. We don't really know what she is. We got her from the local animal society, but she is Matthew's princess. Matthew's obsessed with her. So we like to say that Maggie is Matthew's and Julio is mine. The next question was from Alyssa, and she was asking, what kind of dogs do you have? So I just answered that one. The next question is from Noor. Her Instagram is Noor's Plans. 3 words to describe Maddie. So Maddie is my twin sister's daughter. So she's my niece. I have 2 nephews and 2 nieces. Carter, Blake, Maddie, and Lexi. They are 6, 4, 4, and 3. And they are the light of my life. I'm obsessed with them. Maddie, I don't want to say she's my favorite because it's probably not fair to have a favorite, but she is the one that I see the most. She lives about 20 minutes from me. My nephews live about 3 hours from me, and my other niece lives in Alabama, so I don't get to see hers often. So I do see Maddie the most. 3 words to describe Maddie. I would probably say hilarious, curious, and bossy. She's very bossy. The next one is Ashley. Her Instagram is Natural Ash. She said, I bought some stickers and a cute marker from Hobby Lobby. My question is, how do you come up with themes for a page? I'm not really creative. I find myself putting sticky notes here and there, but nothing creative. So usually what I do is I pick 1 to 3 colors for my spread. And then that way, when you're flipping through all your sticker books, you know what color you're looking for. It helps to narrow down your stickers so that you're not just flipping for stickers for hours and hours and hours. I do have a video on how I pick color schemes for my planner, so I would check that video out so that you could see it. And I will say that a lot of questions that, especially when we get to the planning part, I imagine that a lot of the questions, I'm already going to have videos that answer the questions. So one of my biggest tips is if you ever have a question about planning is go to YouTube and search Kellofaplan and your question, and I more than likely have a video about it. I have almost 700 videos on my channel. I have a video for almost everything. So if you just search Kellofaplan and then whatever, like color schemes, a video is going to pop up. Or Kellofaplan stickers in my mini, a video is going to come up. So try searching it too, okay? Amy from Lynn Lulu says, are there any recipes that are weird and unusual that you and your family love to make? This is funny because the other day, actually, we were sitting downstairs and I was like, Matthew, have you ever had biscuits and chocolate gravy? And he was like, what are you even talking about? Chocolate gravy on a biscuit? Apparently this is a very southern thing to do. I was born and raised in Alabama, but if you've never had homemade biscuits, they need to be homemade. We use my great-great-grandmother's recipe. They're so good. And chocolate gravy. It's like a sugary, it's super sugary, super sweet, but it's so good. And you add some bacon in there too. It's good. When I moved to Dallas, my friends and I used to do Brenner a lot. We love Brenner, breakfast for dinner. And so we would invite all our friends over and we'd have Brenner. And my sister and I would make chocolate gravy. And the first time they were like, what is this? And I was like, this is magical. And then they agreed. So, biscuits and chocolate gravy. Look it up. Next question is from Yuri. Her Instagram is ChefInc9. It says, do you consider the YouTube videos you do a good source for extra income? If so, how did you get started? I did mention that earlier. It is a good source of income for us now. It was not when I first started. I would say like my first check from YouTube, I think it was like $60. And that was after like 3 months because it took forever to even get paid. So, and then they don't even pay you until you reach $100. So technically my first check wasn't even $60. I think I had to wait another month or two to even reach the $100 mark so that they would even pay you. So when you first start, YouTube is not a good source of income. You have to work really hard and be really consistent and really grow your channel before you start making any money that's really worth anything. But now that I've been doing it for 3 years and I've really grown my channel, it is a good source of income for us now. The last question, they said they don't want to say who they are. I saw your story about meeting your husband through online dating. Which site/app did you use? So I was on a couple of different online dating sites, and the site that I used that I found Matthew on was Plenty of Fish. It's a free site, and I don't actually recommend it to people because when you're on a free site, you get a lot of weird messages from a lot of weird dudes. I was only on Plenty of Fish for 1 week, and then I was like, this is crazy. These messages are gross. Delete. And it just so happened that 1 week that I was on Plenty of Fish, Matthew and I were connected, and he had asked for my number before I deleted the profile. So it worked for me, but it's not really a site that I recommend for people. And it's been so long since I did online dating that I'm not even really sure what sites still really work for people. But I do highly recommend it. It is scary to date online, but it can also be amazing. Okay, so now we're going to move to the planning questions. I'm going to try, there are a lot. I'm going to try not to do any repeats. So if I realize that I've already talked about something, then I'll skip it, okay? So our first question is from Savannah. Her Instagram name is SmilingSavannah23. What is it like being on the squad? Do you know about releases before they happen? We don't really know about releases before they happen generally. We did go out there to the headquarters in September, and we did get to see a lot of the product that would be coming out. So at that point, we knew we knew about a lot of things that were coming, but we didn't know when they were coming. So that was exciting, but we did sign a non-disclosure, so we weren't allowed to talk about it. And a lot of those things that we saw have now been released, or at least the photos have been released so that they're coming. So but besides that, we don't really know about things until other people post about them. And even then, you'll notice a lot of times people will post, they'll find pictures online and they tag a lot of the squad members in it, or you send me a message. Like when that floral book came out, I got, I think, 100 messages that day of people just sending it saying, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And most of the time I don't even respond because we're not supposed to talk about it. We're not supposed to really talk about new releases until they have been able to talk about it, because we don't want to steal their thunder. We don't want to be like, oh, look what's coming, when they're the ones who designed it and they're the ones who want to share that it's coming. And so you'll probably notice, if you pay attention, that the squad members don't really talk about new releases until after the Happy Planner has talked about it. And that's just part of being on the team. So, but the question, was it like being on the squad? It's a lot of fun. It's basically being on the squad is you turn in projects for them that they feature on their account, but you also kind of get close to the other people on the team and you get to form a lot of friendships, which is really cool. So I love creating for the Happy Planner, and I've been honored to do it since 2016 when I was first chosen for their team. And it's just an honor to be part of the extended Manby family and to be included in any way in their company. It's a big honor. So the next question is from Emily. Her Instagram name is Emily Ramos05. Did you ever think being a planner babe would take you this far? The answer is no way. When I bought that planner, my first Happy Planner, I was a newlywed. I bought it in 2015, and 2015 was a crazy year for me. In 2015, I got a new husband, a new house, a new dog, a new job, a new car. Like, it was the year of new for me, and I just had so many things that I was juggling, and I just bought that planner because I needed some sanity in my life. If I could go back to Heather Kell in Michael's on the day that she bought that Happy Planner and be like, hey, you have no idea what's coming. This is what's coming. I would have been like, okay, I just need a planner. Like, so no, I never ever thought that a planner would take me to where I am now in life. It's crazy. The next question is from Jay, Instagram name happy_planner_junkie. Are you going to reapply to be part of the Happy Planner squad for 2019, or do you already have a place secured? So, I don't know what their plans are for the next year's squad. They don't tell us that ahead of time. Stephanie has mentioned a few times that they are going to kind of revamp it and redo it and do it in a different way. And I don't really know what that means. I don't know. We really have no idea. So depending on whatever their revamping is, if it is something that could include me, then I will definitely reapply because I love being a part of their squad. But I really have no idea what they have in store for 2019. So my answer is yes, I will reapply as long as it's something that I'm eligible to reapply for. We do not have a place secured, or if we do, they haven't told us that. We've never had a place secured before. So I would imagine we would have to reapply just like everybody else. The next question is Julia from, I have no idea how to say, Julia Scassi XO. How do you keep from doing multiple spreads at a time? Self-control. I mean, sometimes I do want to sit down and just plan like my whole month, but the way the Happy Planner is like constantly coming out with new stuff, I know that if I planned my whole month and then a new sticker book came out, I would want to use that sticker book, and then I can't use it because my month's already planned. So and plus my YouTube channel helps a lot with that too, because I want to be able to have relevant content for my channel. And I don't want to film a video 4 weeks before I need it. So that also helps me not to go too crazy. But I would say just figure out what works for you. If it works for you to plan your whole month at once, then do it. If it doesn't, then don't. That's the biggest thing with a planner, is you have to figure out how it works for you. Our next question is from Karen. Her Instagram name is DaisyKMD. Is there any type of sticker exchange form to swap stickers you know you won't use for those that you want? There is a buy sell trade page on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and search the Happy Planner buy sell trade, people trade stickers on there. I've never done it, but I know that people do. The next question is from Katie, KDV.theplannerB. If Stephanie Fleming were to offer you a full-time job at Manby, would you take the job and move you and Matthew to California? My gut reaction is yes, but I also know that Matthew probably wouldn't move to California, and that we also probably couldn't afford to live in California. So maybe it could be a job where I live in Texas and just work from here. Stephanie, you got anything? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that would be amazing, but it's not something that I have planned for my future. So, of course, I didn't have this plan for my future either, so who knows? Hayden from Happy Planner 123. Would you ever want to physically work for Manby, or is the squad enough for you? The squad is enough for me. I like being on their squad. And honestly, at this point in time, I don't think they really have a job that would fit me. So my answer is going to be, I don't know. I don't know. It would have, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. The next question is from Abby, a Grossin 14. How do you stop yourself from buying too many sticker books? I'm addicted. I don't stop myself. I buy them. So I'm probably not the best person to ask that question. Kendra from Planner Fanatic. Are you an extrovert or an introvert? I want to go wild, but it kind of scares me to think about being around so many people. I think I'm both. I think that when you first meet me, I'm actually really shy, especially in a big group of new people. I am really shy and really timid when you first meet me. And so last year at Go Wild, I feel like I wasn't as outgoing as I should have been. I was outgoing in my smaller group with the people I was more comfortable with, but with everybody, I was a lot shyer than I should have been. And I'm the kind of person that in a big group, I like to stand back and like figure people out, and then I can be extroverted. But Go Wild's so fast and short that it's really hard to do that, and it's something that last year I wish I had been more extroverted. So this year I do hope to meet and mingle with more people and not be so shy. But I will say that if you ever meet me in person and I come across as shy, that's because I kind of am at first. I'm a little more, I get nervous, I get self-conscious, but once you get to know me, I'm not any of those things. Like, I feel like some of my closest friends would probably never describe me that way, because like I can be the life of the party if I know everybody and I'm comfortable. I'll tell stories, I'll be animated, I'll be silly, I'll be loud. But if I'm nervous around new people, then I'm way quieter. So it kind of just depends on when you catch me on if I'm an introvert or an extrovert. I will say Go Wild tickets are now sold out, so you can't buy them now. But the good thing about Go Wild is there are a lot of people, but you also make friends with just a few people. So you have like your small group, and then you have the bigger group if you want to go out there. So Amelia from Amelia Grace asked, when does the Happy Planner Company ask for new design team members? What are the requirements? For example, age, location, and finally, how do you try out for the team? So they asked for new design team members last year. The application was in April and May. They announced in May, and the term started on June 1st. This year, I have no idea. They haven't said anything. What are the requirements? You have to be over 18 and you have to live in the United States for last year's team. The reason you have to be over 18, I see this question a lot from teenage planners, is because Mambi cannot enter into a contract with someone who's younger than 18. And you have to sign a contract with them because it includes a non-disclosure agreement, so that if you ever see or hear about new product coming out, you're in this contract that binds you to keep your mouth shut, basically. And so when you're younger than 18, you can't sign a contract yet because you're not an adult. And then they also did United States only because a lot of times they ship us stuff and they need us to get it fast so that we can start creating with it. If you don't live in the United States and they're shipping it elsewhere, it's going to take a lot longer to get to you. It's going to cost a lot more. So those are some reasons, I think, why they did the team that way this year. But I will say Stephanie has said several times that they're revamping it and they're changing it up for next year. And none of us know what that means. None of us know anything. And so I can't really say what the requirements are going to be for this year's team because I don't know. So that I would say be sure to follow the Happy Planner on Instagram, because or just follow Planner Babes in general, because as soon as it's announced, everyone's going to be regramming it. You won't miss it. But it does I really don't know what their requirements for next time will be. And when to try out for the team in the past, you just filled out an application and turned in the things that were asked on the application. The next one is Stephanie from Belle of a Plan. Hey, I think someone might be copying my Instagram name, Stephanie. Belle of a Plan? Sounds similar. How did you find the planner community, and will you do the hashtag Planner Babe tag? I found the Planner Babe community because when I bought my planner, I didn't know what to do with it. And so I started looking up and I found them all. And the hashtag Planner Babe tag is a YouTube tag where Planner Babes are tagging each other, and then you do a video answering some questions. I would love to do it. Nobody has tagged me yet, so we'll have to see if anyone tags me. The next one is Sai from Plan Simply. What is your favorite color other than yellow to use in your spreads? Probably pink or turquoise. Sometimes I like black too, though. Alyssa from Alyssa Fullington. How do you decide what stickers you're going to use? I pick a color scheme, usually 1 to 3 colors, and then I flip through sticker books to find coordinating stickers to that color. Brooke and Lydia from Brooke and Lydia Plans. Do you have any advice for storing planner supplies in a small space? I don't, because I have a very large space where I have a whole room and there's just planner stuff everywhere in here. So I don't have a small space. I know that Amanda from Amanda Plans has a small space and she has done a lot of cute things with it. So I would maybe check out her because that would be really great. Lovey from Love's Happy Plans. Do you ever get overwhelmed with planning, YouTube video planning, and being well known in the planner community? If so, what do you do to combat being overwhelmed? And if not, how do you keep from getting overwhelmed? I don't really get overwhelmed with YouTube and planning, mainly because my planning is things that really do help me organize my life. It's things that I really use. It's things that really help me. And the planning is what keeps me from being overwhelmed. So the question of how do you keep yourself from being overwhelmed is because I plan. Sometimes YouTube can be a little overwhelming just because I push out so much content. And it's usually more overwhelming when I'm about to travel because I'm having to create even more content at once to get it all scheduled for when I'm gone. So that can be overwhelming, but I also feel like any job is overwhelming at some point. And then being well known in the planner community is probably the most overwhelming of all, just because people, like, I'll get on Facebook and I'll be in a happy planner group and I'll comment on someone's post and people will be like, oh my God, fangirling right now. And I'm just like, I'm just a regular person. Like, I'm not even a regular person, honestly. I'm like a weird person. I'm a 31-year-old who plays with stickers. Like, that's pretty weird. And so sometimes that's a little overwhelming when people are like, oh my gosh, and you just want to be like, I'm normal. I'm not that special. I'm normal. Please don't freak out. So that can be a little overwhelming. And then sometimes, this hasn't happened often, but sometimes I'll go to like my local Michael's or my local Joann's or my local Hobby Lobby, and I'll go to the planning aisle and someone will recognize me. And that can be a little overwhelming just because it's like, oh gosh, I just want to come out some stickers. And it's not like, if you recognize me, please say hello. I'd love to say hello and take a picture. I'm not saying that I don't like that, because I do. I love it. It's really nice and it's flattering. But it also is a little bit like, oh my gosh, what is my life? Like, what has happened? So that's a little bit overwhelming, but in a good way. So I would say if you're feeling overwhelmed by planning, you need to refocus yourself on why you plan and make sure that you're planning to help you not feel overwhelmed. Okay. We still have a lot more questions, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to, how do you organize your pens? I just put them in, I use a lot of mugs. My pens are over there. That's why I'm looking. Mugs and like Rae Dunn jars. I don't really organize them as much as I just throw them in there. How do you take such amazing Instagram pictures? If you search Kellofaplan Instagram photos, I have a video that will pull up. What gets you out of a planner burnout? Or do you ever burn out? I have another video called What to do when you're in a planner funk, maybe? A creative rut? That's what it is. What to do when you're in a creative rut. Check that video out. Show us your very first happy planner spread. Okay. My very first happy planner is right here. If you have not seen my video where I flip through this planner, you need to go watch it because it is hysterical. Are y'all ready? This is my very first planner spread. I hope this makes you feel better. I outlined everything in markers. I outlined every single sticker. There is like no white space. It is special. And this is my second one because I backed plan. This is duct tape. I wrote on duct tape in my planner. Those are our first planner spreads. If you want to see that planner as a whole, then I actually have two flip throughs on my channel. One is like a not funny one, and one I'm like crying because I'm laughing so hard. This is from Candy. It says, I sometimes see in your midweek spreads that you have a squad project due. I understand what the planner squad is. How often do you do projects, and are there guidelines you have to follow, or do you create a project on your own? So, we have one project due every month for each squad member, and the project is basically just something that they can repost on Instagram. And we have a due date. About 4 or 5 of us are due each week, so that Hannah then has things to put on their Instagram each week. And some months there is a theme that they want us to stick with, and then some months it's just shows how you use your planner. So it kind of just depends on what they have going on that month. But they email us at the beginning of every month to let us know our due date and to let us know if there's a theme or not. Do you ever feel bad when you cut a sticker? Nope. I have so many stickers that I don't feel bad when I cut a sticker. I don't feel bad when I put a sticker down and then take it up and it rips. I'm just like, I have so many stickers, it doesn't really matter. This question, I'm not going to say who asked it, but it kind of irks me a little bit. Will you ever do giveaways? First off, it's kind of rude to ask for a giveaway. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Because when we give away stuff, we have to buy it with our own money. And I do giveaways pretty often on my Instagram. I mean, not like every week or every month, but when I have things that I can give away, I like to do them, but it really irks me when people ask for a giveaway. Because I really just want to be like, well, are you going to do a giveaway? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's mean of me, but that's my opinion. What are you most excited about coming out from the leaked March releases? The floral sticker book and the yellow striped notebook cover. I'm going to use that cover. I might buy like 3 of that notebooks just to have 3 of those covers. I love it. What is when you sit down to start working on next week's spread, you already know what's happening that week? Yes. Sometimes I put sticky notes down. Sometimes I just know in my head. I don't know what I'm going to put in every spot of my planner, but I know what's coming up that week so that I can put things there for those things that I know about. Can you talk about how to use big boxes in a classic layout? One thing that really I wish that more planner babes would do is quit looking at the cover of a sticker book that tells you what size the sticker book is for. Because stickers are stickers. It doesn't matter what size they're made for. You can be creative and use it in any planner. Like the mini stickers, use it in any planner you want to. Yeah, it may not fit exactly in the box, but you can trim them and you can layer them and you can get creative with it. And so big stickers, if you want to use a big sticker in your classic planner, do it. If the box is too big, trim it. Other than the boxes, you can use whatever you want in your planner. Just get creative. Well, in the future, will you create sticker sheets alongside your other merch? I do not have any plans to create my own stickers, mainly because I'm obsessed with the Happy Planner stickers, and I don't think I can make anything better than what they make. My children would like to know, how far ahead of time do you plan your spread themes? Also, what do you do with the stickers that you don't use? Most of the time, I don't plan my spread theme ahead of time. When you see me sit down for a planner video, a lot of times I just grab a sticker book and I look and I'm like, oh, let's do that. And if I don't do it right at the beginning of the video, then I did it right before I clicked record. So I really don't pre-plan my themes. And the stickers that I don't use, they just sit here until I use them. I don't know. How do you balance work and YouTube responsibilities with your home life and relationships? That's a really good question. I mentioned earlier that my dad is like a businessman, an entrepreneur, and my dad and I have a unique relationship. We've had a lot of issues in the past, and there were moments in my life where my dad was not my favorite person, and that's a whole nother story. But a lot of my life I spent almost priding myself in the fact that I was nothing like my dad. And then I became this business person with a boutique and a YouTube channel and merchandise and working for myself. And I realized all of a sudden, like, I'm a lot like my dad when it comes to work. And so, but it's a good thing. Like, his work ethic is one of the best things about him. And so I'm proud to be like him in that way. But I have also learned since quitting my teaching job, or even before that, just starting these other businesses, I'm kind of a workaholic, and it's really hard for me to sit down on the couch and watch TV and not be working at the same time. And so a lot of times I just have to be really purposeful and really mindful and like turn my phone off, turn my iPad off, shut my computer, put it in another room and go do something with Matthew. Go out with him and just not work. And that can be really hard, but you have to be self-aware enough to know that that's what's best for your relationships sometimes. What or who introduced you to Happy Planning, and why did you start a YouTube for it? So I actually learned about the Happy Planner. It was August of 2015, and I was teaching a training for the school district that I was working for. And there was a ton of teachers in the class. There's probably 60 teachers in this class that I was teaching, and I was teaching it with 2 other people, so there were 3 of us. And at one point, one of the other people were up front teaching, and the other 2 of us were basically like walking around and monitoring. And so I'm walking around, and this girl has this planner. She's got these stickers, and it's gorgeous, and she's showing how you can take the pages off. And I remember stopping and being like, tell me more about this. What is it? While the training's going on, I'm like, what is this? Let me see this. Where did you get this? And then I went searching for it. And I got it. And that's how I found the Happy Planner. I don't even know the teacher's name, but that's how I found it. And then I started a YouTube channel because about a year later, I would be posting things that I was creating, and people would say, I want to see a video on that. Do you have a video on that? Can you make a video on how you did that? So I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So Okay, there are still a lot more questions. Not a lot, a few. I tried to hit most of them. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now, and maybe we can do the other questions later. So if you have any other questions you want me to answer, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to answer any other questions you might have. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. If you want to shop my merchandise, you can click the shelf beneath the video, or you can click the link in the description. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button, and happy planning.